Hello Internet, we're the Screen Verdict team, and today we're going to be bringing what, Matt?
We're going to be bringing our preview of our Oscar Predix. Predictions.
Ah, okay. Sounded like something you have before you get a penis.
Okay, let's get to the best picture race. The race everyone's interested in. Everyone's to hear who's in front for best picture, and we're going to go through all the candidates and list maybe pros, maybe cons, and get to the bottom of this very important race.
Okay. Let's start with Amor.
Ah, yes. That's a movie not in English. Correct?
I believe so. Now, I actually think Amor has some reasonable chances because I think it's the film the Academy members will be most likely to relate to. And even if they didn't like it, they'll probably just forget afterwards.
Yeah, and I guess also adding on to that with Amor, I think it could be hurt because it didn't get that visual effects nomination that a lot of people were predicting. So, since it didn't get in for visual effects, and that could be a bit of a warning sign for Amor.
Key indicator for the best picture race.
Yes.
Alright, so after Amor we have Beasts of the Southern Wild.
Ah, now this is a movie. It's set in the south of somewhere. There's some wild beasts involved. There's a little kid. What do you think of its chances?
Yes, you'd think that would help, seeing as Evangeline Wallace also got an acting nomination.
Good job on the pronunciation there. I think you're all over it.
But unfortunately, the problem with that is people hate kids. I hate kids. Matt, do you hate kids?
Who doesn't?
Kids are the worst. So, perhaps a little bit of a casting
snafu, perhaps.
Indeed.
If it had been about a 85-year-old, like in Amor, maybe then it would have worked.
That would have been top of the predictions list,
yep.
or the Predix list.
Yes.
Alright, so after Beasts of the Southern Wild we have Django Unchained.
Yes.
Now I was quite confident in Django Unchained's chances, but then I thought the voters, while filling out their ballots, might forget that the D is silent, and any votes that are misspelled may not count. This could hurt Django's chances.
It could, but I think it's like a check the box, not a write the name thing. But you could be right there. I think the bigger problem is there's actually been a bit of controversy surrounding this film.
Very controversial.
Yeah, very controversial. And of course, the controversy is Leo's smokes a pipe in the movie. Very bad message about smoking for the kids out there.
All the kids. Yeah. Pipe sales have gone through the roof.
Yeah, and it just
since Django
was the whole ruckus. And I think there's sort of like bad, the pun like stench from that controversy could get in Django's way of the top award.
We'll have to wait and see. All right, after Django we have Les Mis.
Or Les Miserables.
Yes. Now I think the clue here is actually in the title, seeing as Miserable is French for miserable, and Les is French for this film is. So, when you think about it, it's got to be low on your list of films that can win Best Picture.
But counter it. You've got Anne Hathaway.
I did 3 years of French at high school.
Okay.
I must remind you.
Okay, but in its pro column, you got Anne Hathaway, who's Catwoman. Russell Crowe as Gladiator, Hugh Jackman who was Wolverine, all sort of pitching in.
Yeah, that sounds good, but I preferred the first Avengers movies. There was much less singing.
Okay, well let's move on to the next film then.
Okay, after Les Mis we have Life of Pi.
Okay, now Life of Pi, and here's a little fact for people, Oscar statisticians and people who are interested in sort of like, we've done research. A film about a tiger on a boat has never won Best Picture before.
But Matt, maybe that means it's due. All those previous tiger on a boat films were snubbed. One of them's due.
I don't know, there aren't many tiger voters in the Academy. I'd rule that one out. I think that one's got very little chance.
Been replaced by Brits. Brits are taking the Academy over from tigers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe back in the 50s, when there were a few more
tigers
tiger
ranked
voters.
supreme in the Academy.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright. Well, the next film we have is Lincoln.
And that is about President Abraham Lincoln. Yes. What do you think of that one?
Well, I thought it should have a good shot, but unfortunately this film was only available in 2D. And I think that affected my ability to see how deep the character of Lincoln really was.
Yeah.
I can see how tall he was and how wide he was.
Quite tall.
But the depth was just lacking in that 2D.
Is Lincoln tall, or does he just like his hat makes him look taller? What do you think?
I'm not sure. I think they would have maybe strayed away from emphasizing how tall he was, trying not to draw any parallels between him and Bin Laden.
Now, I think Lincoln's in real trouble for the Oscar this year. Look, there's some things in its pro column. It got 12 nominations. That's the most nominations. Steven Spielberg directed it. Iconic figure. It's got a good cast. But Daniel Day-Lewis, he's never been in a Best Picture winner before. Gangs of New York, There Will Be Blood, My Left Foot. They all lost the Best Picture Oscar. So he could be what's wrong with Lincoln, really. He could be the weak link in Lincoln's armour.
DDL, the Oscar killer.
Yeah, kiss of death for Oscar Daniel Day-Lewis.
Alright, well after Lincoln we have Silver Linings Playbook.
Oh, how good is Jennifer Lawrence? Jennifer Lawrence is so good in that movie. She is fantastic.
Jennifer Lawrence is stunning.
Oh, she's just incredible. And she seems like a really nice person in interviews too.
Oh, who doesn't love Jennifer Lawrence?
Oh, she just seems a really great person. Okay, what's the next film?
Alright, the next film is Zero Dark 30.
Oh. Another controversial
one.
Another very controversial film. I think everyone knows the controversy. You know the controversy, right?
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
The horseshoe scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because apparently, and I've done a bit of research on this, there's no documented evidence of the Marines that went to get Bin Laden having played horseshoes before going to get him.
None.
Just inaccuracies running rampant through this movie.
This is why you don't torture people. You get false information about horseshoes.
Yeah, I don't know where Bigelow concocted this up. So this is, I think it's out. I think there's too much controversy from that horseshoe incident.
Alright, well, the final film that's nominated is Argo.
Argo, yes. It's a movie.
How do you feel about its chances?
I think pretty good. I'm going to predict Argo. Can I say that? Can I say what I'm predicting? I'm predicting Argo to win Best Picture. And I've got the facts to back it up. Since 2011, John Goodman has been in every single Best Picture winning film. He is in Argo and in none of the other nominated films. So it's a done deal. It's all over. Argo for the win.
Goodman, 100% track record. 100% chances for Argo.
Since 2011.
Perhaps. Well, I would think that Argo has strong chances, but I think it might be a little too tempting for whoever announces the award to go up and say, and the winner of Best Picture, Argo, f*** yourself, it's Lincoln. So I'm predicting Lincoln.
Lincoln?
Yes.
Really? Oh, well, we'll have to do a podcast on the Oscar predictions soon, and maybe I'll be able to convince you the other way, but I think this could be Argo's in the bet. Argo's just lucky Flight didn't get nominated, because that also has John Goodman in. Split the John Goodman vote.
I think we should make the plug a little bit more obvious at the end of the video. Screen Verdict Podcast, check it out for all your Oscar news, predicts, movie reviews, TV reviews.
Yes.